Hello. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about for this video is a little bit of sort of housekeeping, class housekeeping. So I'm going to open up the couple things here to go over. First, we're going to look at Angel, and we're going to go into the class, and I'm going to go over some of this again just because there's some people who are very new to the class. There's some people who've been to the class who've missed a few. And there's some that have been to every class and are still, I think, maybe having a little bit of a hard time. So let's take a look at things. And apologize, I don't have my microphone. It is not working. So I have another one on order. So let's take a look at Angel real quick. All your things are in learning modules. Remember to look at the class calendar. It says when we're meeting online and when we're meeting in class. Okay? I will be updating that today as to when I'll be out, because I'm going to be out at the end of this month and the beginning of next month. But I will make sure I put that in the calendar today, or tonight I should say. It's about 3:20 right now. So, look in the calendar when we're meeting in class. Okay? Now, of course, the syllabus is here. This was our introduction. Okay, everybody's assignment shows up like right here. Okay, now you can't see everybody's. You'll see yours. Someone emailed and said I can't see everybody else's, and I'm having a hard time getting to their blog. When you want to look at people's blogs to do your comments, go to the class blog, and everybody's is right here. Okay, and you'll notice I post some things from day to day, time to time, on things I find online I think are interesting. I posted this one today. It's Lindsay's blog entry for rapid journalism, and just this last, the mass communication section, because I thought she did a really good job, and this is what I want everyone to sort of shoot for. So take a look at her blog. If on this site, or go to hers if you haven't, if you didn't. So again, if you want to look at other people's blogs, go right over here. Okay. Now, if you do not see your name over here, okay, then email me your blog entry, your blog address. There are a few people's whose, when I try to go to it, it does not work, and I'll put that list together. I can't remember off the top of my head whose it was. I made some notes, but yeah, his works. There's a few in here that just aren't working. So I need you to make sure you check your blogs so that when you click on them, it comes up to a page like this. It shouldn't ask me to be logging in or anything like that. A few of them have been. So check those. So that means if you haven't had a grade, if you don't see a grade when you go to grades in Angel for the first blog post, that means I don't have the link to go check it out because you didn't turn it in. Remember, you've got to go to this Dropbox and paste in your title, or the link to your blog, so I know where it is. And then once I have it, it'll be over here. This is also how I grade. So for every assignment, you need to paste the link to your blog post in that Dropbox. It's important. That being said, I am missing some people for the first blog post. Okay. I am missing that one. Everyone needs to do, and that's my fault if I didn't say it. I know I said you could pick 6. You need to do. Someone asked me about this in the class the other day. You need to do week 1. Okay. So everyone needs to do week 1. So I'll cut you some slack if you thought, oh, I'm going to skip that one. Everyone needs to do week 1. That being said, there are some people who have not done week 1. Okay? So get that done. I will be turning that off next week. So that means this will not be visible anymore. Okay, so I'll give you another week to finish that up. So at this point, if something's going on where you don't see your name over here, okay, that means you either haven't created a blog or you've created one and you haven't sent me the link. So send me the link so I can add you there. Okay. And if you don't have a grade showing up, if you go to your grades, so report grade, that means you haven't pasted the link in here, so I can't grade you. So just what it says, paste the link to your blog post here. Okay. I might be going over this a lot, but it's a kind of different way to run the class, and some people are just getting used to it. And I'm glad I'm getting these questions, because there's a few questions that we're going to cover today that we're really like, oh, I didn't even think of that. So one was, do we have to do week 1? I'm sorry I didn't say it. Yes, week 1. Everyone does week 1. Now, remember, if you look at the syllabus, you need to do 6 out of 10 posts. Okay? 6 out of 10 posts. So, I don't have, under mass, whatever was this one, mass communication, I've got a number of people here who did their posts. Now, if you haven't done a post there, I'm assuming that that's a week you skipped. Okay? Now, if you skip a week, then you do not have to make a comment on anyone's blog. Okay? So I repeat, if you skipped mass communication, and that's one that you know you're not going to do, you do not have to comment on anyone else's blog. You only comment on people's blogs when you have posted that week. Okay? Why? Well, I mean, if you're going to be posting a comment, you should have an idea of what you're talking about, which means you did that week's assignment. Okay? If you feel like commenting, let's say you're looking through the blogs and you want to knock yourself out, that's great. Okay? So there's that. Here's the thing, and this is important. Week 2, mass communication. Okay? This is the time frame it needs to be done in. Okay? It's still open because I'm giving everyone a little bit of a grace period here. What I'll start doing is, I'll end up giving you maybe a day here, like on the 7th, I will turn this off so it will be invisible. Okay? So if we get down here and you say, oh my goodness, I've only done 2 blog posts, you're now going to be able to go back here and do them. So you need to keep track of this yourself. I don't do that to penalize people. I do that for a couple reasons. One, you need to be doing your work, for one thing, and I shouldn't be reminding you repeatedly. And 2, I do not have the time to be going back and back and back and saying, all right, now, did this person just post this, or is this too many people in the class, too unwieldy? So, starting, at the end of this module, okay, I'll be turning them off after the date that it's listed. Okay, so you have to do it in that time frame. Try to think if I had any other questions from people. As far as Pinterest goes, you do have to pin to Pinterest. That's hilarious. You do have to pin on Pinterest every week. That is not you can't make a decision. I'm going to sometimes, I'm not going to sometimes. Every week, every section, yes, you have to pin on Pinterest. Okay, don't forget that. Mass communication was a little thin. I think we're missing some people. I'm going to grade that tonight. So if you haven't done your pins, work on your pins. This is important. This is where people can get information on how to do some posts or gain some inspiration. Okay. So everyone should be posted in here, 2 pins, and everybody should. I just tell it. I reorder these things and they just keep switching around on me. And everybody should be posted in here, in the introduction. Okay? So, that's fine. So just go ahead and make sure you get those pins in. Okay? Very important. Let's see. So, what we are going to be doing this week, or coming up, is the business and media. We talked about that a little bit last night, or the night before, when the power was out. And I'm going to be doing a video on that next. So, I don't want to get into that right now. But you should be working on this, okay? The business and media, again, if you go to the blog, and you go to term, assignments, week 3, there's a write-up. It tells you what you need to do, blog and Pinterest, okay? and make sure you follow those things in post. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing, and then I'll end this video and go on to the meat and potatoes of crowdsourcing and whatnot. Someone asked me, how do they check and see the rubric and how things are graded? Well, if you look here in the drop box, all the drop boxes will have a view grading rubric. And if you click on that, it pops this up and it tells you what you need to get all the points. So if you did this aisle here, I just selected everything. But if you did this aisle here, everything in this aisle, you're going to get all the points. Okay? If, let's say you did this, the blog entry is substantial information for reader, it adjusts the focus and completely expands it, but your spelling was, crap, then you're going to lose some points. So if you're interested, or not if you're interested, look here to make sure you're doing everything you need to be doing. And that's right there. So those were some of the questions I had last week. Again, if you have more questions, email them in or post it on the class blog, that Pixel Classroom blog, and then I can just answer it there and other people can see it. So get this blog post in week 1 if you haven't. Okay, I'll leave that open until the 13th. Get this blog post in if you're done, if you're going to do that one, and we'll be starting on this one that's due on the 13th, which we'll talk about in the next video. So, key thing, you have to do 6 out of 10, but I will be closing these. So if we get down to here and you've done 3, these will not be visible anymore. Okay? So what I would do is, I would be posting all the time now. And then if you need to slack off a little bit down here, you do that. Okay? So, get your posts in, send me your links, send me your questions. Thanks.